In this video, we're going to be looking at unions, intersections, and complements involving two sets. Okay, so the first problem says, sets B and C are subsets of the universal set U. Okay, so in other words, everything that is potentially in B and C must be already contained in U. U contains all the elements that we can deal with in this problem, and B and C contains some of those elements in each one. Okay, these sets are defined as followed, and you see this, you see B is only Q and S, and C is only Q and X. Find the following sets and write your answer in roster form, and we'll use the empty set notation if there's nothing in it. Okay, so first question is find B union C, but it's got this little tick mark up here, okay, and that means complement, okay? So whenever you have that little tick mark up there, like something like this, the tick mark, that means a complement, okay? And that means basically the opposite of everything that was in A. That's what's going to be an A complement. Okay, so if you bring together A and A complement with a union, then you will have everything that's in the empty set or in the universal set. Okay, so A, whatever is not in A is in A complement. Okay, so looking at this, it says find B union C, but then it has a parentheses and has this complement. So what we need to do is first find B union C, and then find everything that's not in B union C. So I'm going to go over here to the side, and I'm going to figure out what is B union C. Okay, and that is not a U. That's supposed to be a union. Okay, so B union C. So that is everything that's in either B or C, or it can be in both, but we won't write the elements twice. Okay, so we see that there's a Q, an S, a Q, and an X. So there's only three things that are contained total, because we're not going to write the Q twice. So we can write the Q once, and then since it's the union, it also includes anything that's in B, which includes that S, and anything that's in C, which includes that X. Okay. All right, so now when we have B union C, but we're looking for B union C complement, we are finding everything now that is not one of these three letters, but is here. Okay, so let me write down that U again for the universal set. That involves K, Q, S, X, Y, Z. Okay, so when I want to find the complement, I'll go to the universal set and I'll cross out everything that's in here. So there's a Q, there's an S, there's an X. Those three things are gone. So B union C complement is everything that's left, everything that was not already in B union C. It's the opposite of B union C. Okay, so that will contain these three elements, K, Y, and Z. So that is our answer. The set that contains K, Y, and Z. Okay. Now let's look at the second one. So it says find B complement, that's the opposite of B, and then it's an intersection, which means in order for us to write it down, it has to be in both, and then C. Okay, so again, I need to figure this thing out by parts. The first thing I need to figure out is what is B complement. Okay, we're given B. Okay, B complement is everything except for these two things, everything except for the Q and the S. So B complement is everything that's up here except for Q and S. So except for these two things. So that leaves K, X, Y, Z. So B complement, the opposite of B, is K, X, Y, Z. And notice that between B complement and B, put those together, you have everything. You have K, Q, S, X, Y, Z. So that's everything. So B and B complement together give you the universal set. Okay. Now they asked us to intersect this with C, which means it has to show up in both. Let me write C just below this so we can see it kind of close here. So C has Q and X in it. In order to have an intersection, I need to only write down the elements that show up in both of these things. That's the intersection. It needs to show up in both. So what element is in both of these things that I can write down? Okay, that would be the x. The x is the only thing that's in both of these sets. So that's the intersection of B complement and C. Okay, so that is going to be x. Okay, that's the first problem. Let's take a look at the second problem. Sets A and B are subsets of the universal set. Okay, so this time we have numbers instead of letters. So the universal set contains 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. A just contains 3, 8, and 9, which is also up here. And B contains 2, 3, and 9, which is also up here. Okay, so they're asking us two questions. The first one, find A intersect, that's the upside down U, B. Okay, so, and then it says complement. So I can't find the complement until I figure out what A intersect B is. So let me go back over here, and instead of finding the complement, first I just want to find A union B. What is that? Everything that's in, or intersect, excuse me, A intersect B. So everything that shows up twice in these two. So the 3 shows up in both, and the 9 shows up in both. So the intersection of A and B are 3 and 9. Okay, and now the complement of that is everything that's up here in the U except for these two things. Okay, so 3 and 9 can't be included. Everything else up here in U can be. Okay, so get rid of the 3, get rid of the 9. What's left? Okay, well, we have a 2, not the 3, but we do have 4, 5, and 8, not the 9 because that's included. So A intersect B complement is this. Okay, let's look at the second problem here. It says A complement, opposite of A, and this is a union, meaning everything, B. So first, let's figure out what A complement is. A complement is the opposite of A. So it's everything that's up here except for the stuff that's already in A. Okay, so no 3, no 8, no 9, everything else. So A complement is everything except for 3, 8, and 9, which in this problem is 2, no 3, 4, 5, and 8, but not 9. Okay, so everything except for 3, whoops, everything except for 3, 8, and 9. So I accidentally wrote the 8. Okay, so let's see, that would be gone. So there's only 3 elements here because the 8 I couldn't write because it was in A. It can't be in both A and A complement, right? So everything except for 3, 8, and 9, that leaves 2, 4, 5. Okay, so this, excuse the scratched out part here, this is A complement. It says union that with B. Let me write down B just below this so we can see it kind of closely here. 2, 3, 9. Now, union means anything that's in either one of the sets, I'm going to write it down, but I won't write anything down twice. Okay, so I look over here and I have common to both. I have a 2. Then I have a 3 in this one, a 4 in this one, a 5, and a 9. So 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay, and that is A complement union B.